So I'm here with McDonald's with my boy Mike.
What's up?
And we grew up, like, I don't know, in Walden, which is a country club sort of neighborhood forever. And we drove golf carts, we like vandalized things, and we just had a blast. And now we're hanging out.
Yeah, we ended up at McDonald's here because the first choice was closed. So
Yeah.
we'll see how this goes.
Yep. Mike. Peace. Nice car. That was cool. I love connecting with old high school friends, and Mike's been a huge fan. He's followed a bunch, and this is also a McDonald's ad. So yeah, he's the boy. And I love hanging out with guys that I've built so many memories with, and now we get to talk about the future and where we want to travel to in the US and where we want to travel to in the world. And he's a really successful real estate agent. So it's just awesome to reconnect with my tribe, and I don't know, I want to surround myself with people who are in it, doing it, and playing a big game in life. So Mike's one of them, and he's the man. So yeah,
well, they were the start.
Mutual.
I mean, I'm
mutual respect in spades, you know? And that's what I really like about people that are close to me. We have a lot of mutual respect. You know, his brother's a lot like that too, Brett. And, you know, I can go on and on. So, yeah, just a blast. Catching up. He looks great. I'll have a BMW soon. No, it's just cool. Talking about old stories and balancing it well also with like future stuff. Like, what are we gonna do next? And Mike's got a place here. He still hangs out with some really cool people around here, and so it's just cool to. I know he's gonna watch this, so I guess I was just adding a couple extra things just because I know you guys watch my stuff, and I love it. So yeah, this is Aurora. Like, for all of you who don't live in USA, this is, you know, lots of land, huge parking lots, McDonald's everywhere, but you know that. Lots of land, lots of like stores, storefronts. The other side of this used to be Geauga Lake, which was a huge amusement park that closed down. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, some evergreen trees. Sunsets at like 8:30, 8 o'clock. It's so cool. So this is a McDonald's ad. Good morning. This is my mother. She is making her own coffee right there in a funny mug. That's our pantry. That's a cast iron skillet. I was looking for that. Can make some nice Pfannkuchen oder etwas anderes als Kuchen. Und es ist laut, weil es saubert sich selbst. Und ich möchte sagen, dass es gibt ein Strawberry Pink Starburst. Und auch meine Mama, sie hat ein All Pink Strawberry Starburst Candy Stack gefunden. Und du kannst dich erinnern vielleicht, dass sie hat gesagt, dass ich immer diese Pink Starburst zu sie gegeben habe. Und just a sign that I love my mom. And that I know what she likes. Pink Starburst. Fruity, sweet. Tastes like a strawberry. Chewy. Really juicy. This is our home. And this is the dog. So there's two areas of Heinen's that I want to talk about. Heinen's is a local grocery store. The first area is the parking lot. In this parking lot, I parked many a time and came in to work as a grocery guy. I worked parcel, so I take groceries out to people's cars, and in this parking lot, I have a lot of memories of arriving, and I mean, this place is just so, like, formative for me. The second area is inside, which I'll show you because I'm picking up some coffee for my mom. And Anybody in Aurora will tell you that Heinen's is the place to be, that it has a really like nice boutique sort of food selection, that the inside's really beautiful. There it is. This parking lot is where I learned how to drive in the snow with my mom in her blue, teal, turquoise Honda Odyssey. Over here is where one of my best friends back in the day, Chris Baker, lived, and we would walk around this area, cause a bunch of mischief, and that was a really nice time of my life because it was new and exciting and we were doing new and fun things. So this is Heinen's, and this is like crazy for me because I used to work here a lot, and here's where you put your groceries and then you take a number and then people take your groceries out for you. I was that guy, and you make some tips if you're really nice. And then this is like the main thoroughfare where I would bag bags, and I met one of my first loves here, one of my first like legitimate girlfriends, shout out Connie. And that's the produce section where I worked as well, and like a really awesome community vibe here where everybody was friends with each other. And I remember I mixed up 2 grocery carts once and had to like have them come back, and oh man, going to Chipotle for lunch, going to Wendy's for lunch, buying like some sushi here, and just like a really good time. There's a break room upstairs. I used to read Dan Brown and meet up with Connie and just share about life, and yeah, like so many formative memories. And that's one thing I'm noticing about reflection. The more memories that are from new experiences, the more likely I am to remember them and cherish them. So this is Heinen's, and now I'm a digital nomad walking in Heinen's cafe, where I would sit often and mop the floors at night and get some food. They have a really cool selection. So here in the States, we really like our appetizers and our aperitifs. So there's lots of different mixed salads, mixed greens, mixed pastas that we love to buy. So this place is gorgeous. I mean, look, beautiful hardwood floors, really classy, and then lots of really cool dishes like pork and meatloaf and asparagus that they prepare here, and you can buy by the pound or by the kilo. And really good looking steaks, some twice baked potatoes you can rock, some marinated chicken, a huge wine selection. This is what our meats and cheeses look like. So they'll get the cheese out and they'll cut it for you, or you can get your own meats. And looking from Europe definitely has more cut and cured meat selections, and they look a lot more like legitimate. And then here's our seafood section, which I haven't seen seafood since I come back, and it looks pretty clean. It looks pretty fresh, absolutely. Maybe a little too clean and a little too fresh. Maybe it's been treated quite a bit, but maybe it is actually just super clean and super fresh. Lots less selection as opposed to, say, like a Spain market. And then they have lots of beer selections. There's you can do your own beer, and lots of cheese spreads. Here's all the different like craft beer selections, which I think fills the market because there's not much main player really good beer out there. You know, talking to you, Bud Light. And in these aisles, you'll notice that everything is blocked. We call it blocking, which you put all of the stuff in the front. And this is like the beginning of the day, so it looks really nice. And you usually have like 2 deep, bring them up front, and it all looks really beautiful. Look at that. It's really nice. And that's from somebody who likes organization and minimalism. That's, you know, you don't have to think about that. It just looks nice. You can go on with your day. Yeah, I mean, wow. Anybody will tell you that Heinen's is like a place you'll probably meet somebody you know, and a place where you can get some high-end items that you might not find elsewhere. And it's just a really clean, good-looking spot with a lot of boutique items that you can buy, specialty items that you can buy. And I worked here for maybe a year and a half, and felt like an eternity because of how many new experiences I was having. So, new experiences. Cheers to them. So here's an example of some stuff you can buy in the States. Here you have all of your spices, lots of different spices. Pretty similar to other countries. And here's all your baked goods. Lots of flour. Ah, nice. The Süßigkeiten. They have Ghirardelli, which is really popular and delicious. Betty Crocker. Pillsbury is really good. Duncan Heinz, I've never really known of that brand, but I certainly know the packaging. And then if we move on, we have Ritz crackers, which are some of the most delicious, like iconic foods you can buy. Boom Chicka Pop. My previous girlfriend loved this stuff. Shout out Allie. Here's some Thai soup, some Asian stuff, and a lot of canned beans. So heaps of different bean varieties. Black eyed peas, shout out. Let's get it started in hot. They have some homemade salsas. And I think a really cool spot would be all of this like specialty item stuff. So you can see a lot of different cheeses, which is cool. A lot of people love wine and cheese here in the States. It's like a nice thing to do if you're an adult having a get together. So lots of cool wines and cheeses. Lots of like, you know, bookends of deals that they have. Heaps of Campbell's soup. So you have all your Campbell's soup variety. You got your mac and cheese. So in Australia, for example, shout out Brian, there is only like one variety of mac and cheese, and here we have Velveeta, Banza, Annie's. These pasta sides are amazing. The butter noodles, butter and herb, shout out those. And then we have like our Chef Boyardee, SpaghettiOs mix, cans of tuna, which you'll find everywhere in pretty much any country, Western country. And then this is a really, really nice soup brand, Kluski, Mrs. Weiss, and lots more canned soup varieties. And then we have like all the different chips. So you'll notice that the shelves are like higher than me, and there's heaps of different bags of chips. I remember blocking these chips with Connie and with lots of other coworkers at the end of the night, and just how fun it was to kind of joke around. So lots of different chip varieties. Cape Cod, Snyder's. This is all of our dairy. So plenty of like Silk, almond milk going on. Noosa yogurt, shout out Australia. And then we have like the candy aisle. So we're rocking like Sour Patch Kids, Trolley Bright Crawlers, Werther's, shout out Pops. Pops always loved Werther's originals. And this is one of my favorite sections, which has goldfish. They're a delicious, delicious snack that brings me back to like Joey Walton's house, school especially, with those big colored goldfish cartons down there. Oyster crackers are really good. Most like mid to low tier restaurants have those in little packets you eat before you have your dinner. And then Cheez-Its, man. Cheez-Its are the scheisse. Extra toasty, I love it. I love it. Cheez-Its are delicious. Original would be where I would go. Triscuits, Wheat Thins. Shout out Memes. Memes always has Triscuits and Wheat Thins on deck. And then we have like lots of different Oreo varieties, chip varieties. Yeah, let's go check out the produce. So one thing about every country is that all their produce is different. So here we have like really big, bold produce. These peppers are massive. All of these look, you know, the same, which is different. We've got some big heads of broccoli. I think Australia even has bigger heads of broccoli. Cauliflower is massive. On the other side over here, we have like different colored capsicums, different colored bell peppers, and big old artichokes, sugar snap peas, lots of fresh greens, and like really big onions. I remember stocking these. I used to work in produce, and I would stock these and rotate them. Bananas as well. There's some really old mangoes over there on the top. Oh wow, is that passion fruit? Wow. America has really upped their game. They have passion fruit now. That's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. Wow. Pepino melons. I don't even know what those are. Champagne mangoes that look wrinklier than a retirement home. And then we have like lots of different cut fruits that they do. So you won't see a lot of this in Europe, but they do a lot of it here because it's kind of a boutique store. And then shout out Patterson's apple juice. It's actually one of the best drinks that you can ever have. It's locally grown and delicious. And then we're just wrapping up the produce section here with like fruits and lemons and lots of beautiful apples that if you stock them, you have to rotate them, like pull them out and then put them on. Really big apples, and yeah, got like the nut section, and then we finish it off with like some flowers over there and some pineapple, so some avocados as well. I remember standing here and thinking, I'm gonna play saxophone for the rest of my life. I remember that in high school. I'm gonna be a saxophonist and play at really fancy restaurants and on cruise ships while looking at this and greeting my teachers as they walk through. So, all right, let's get my mom's coffee back to her. That's HEINEN'S. Crazy to be back, but pretty much like the same hay. Here's like where they have like rotisserie going on, and yeah, pretty cool. Really cool. I love this place. Like right here was the spot to be, where like I bagged. I used to hang out with all the cashiers and all the other bag boys, and just like a really, really special formative time of my life. I mean, it's crazy to be back. And you know, it's cool, so. I remember I made like $100 one day in tips because it was like Christmas Eve. Big parking lots here in the States because we got so much land. Classic American breakfast on a Sunday.
Chocolate chip, coconut, plain.
Boom. Chocolate chip, coconut, plain. Pancakes on my face. Makes me extra happy. I like shampoo bottles. That's a theme song to the Andy Milonakis show. Shout out Being Young. Boom.